Hey vinyl community, this is Luke. My channel is Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back, unless this is the first time that you're seeing my channel, in which case simply welcome. If you've seen the last two record purchase videos I've made, I've done them at the end of the months, one for February, one for March and April. I did so because I just did not purchase quite a lot of records. There just wasn't that many that I bought. However, as I mentioned in my April update, as the weather warms up here on Long Island, there is the opportunity to purchase more records, which is what occurred this week. So I thought perhaps I'd do a two-part May midpoint purchase, if you will. Was a pretty good purchase weekend in particular, and I traded one of my other local collectors for some stuff as well. So let's start, shall we? I picked up always have to have some female jazz recording artists. I just love the gospel and throatiness of a lot of the jazz singers. So this is Ethel Ennis. Really nice, very mellow, relaxing listen. Nice record. I picked that up today on trade. Also, Rocket to Russia. Again, this is on trade. This is going to be in my Discog store. It's really a nice copy. It's not very well. It's clean. It's nice. It's on Sire. Vinyl is really good. I haven't given it a clean yet, but it was a trade, and I have a couple of Rockets to Russia, but you know what? There's always someone out there who needs a copy, and so it's there if needed. Same with this Skynyrd first press with the insert, including the red insert, the promo that came with it. Play tested it this morning when I got it home. It's it plays clean, very little noise. I have a couple of copies. I have a couple of Street Survivors first presses. That one's good. Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, come on. There's no posters in it, and it's just a generic inner sleeve. Covers obviously got some serious issues with regards to ring wear, but a vinyl plays and looks clean. Once cleaned, I'll give it a play, and it'll wind up either on eBay or on Discogs. If any of you guys wants to trade for any of these, just leave me a message in the comments section. I'm sure we can work something out. I mean, my preference is always to trade rather than sell, but let's face it, it costs money. It costs money to pick up records, so sometimes it's easier to sell them and just use that to buy more stuff. Wish you were here with the postcard. Also, from today, it will need a cleaning, but it looks to be in pretty solid shape. So, okay, and those were the ones for the Discogs and in my trade pile. Picked up, I didn't have this in my collection, mostly because it wasn't just not really an album I enjoyed, but you know, it was available today in that pile when I made the trade. What I traded, just so we know, is I had sometime over the past 3 or 4 months, I had picked up 2 pieces of Beatles artwork. One was the classic Abbey Road photo of the Beatles walking across the street. It's a long poster. It's probably like, I don't know, 18 inches high by 3 feet. You know, nice. And the other was a framed cutout from Help of the display booth, the top of the display booth. So a guy locally put them on Facebook, and I think I bought both of them for $100 for the pair. And I traded the the Help one for the records that you see here and what will be section 2. I really thought it was cool, but it was such a large piece of art that it really wasn't going to go anywhere in the den. I mean, you know, my wife humors my record collecting, and she enjoys collecting records, but I mean, the house is a Victorian. I don't think Beatles posters really fit too well. I know there's one up there. Yes, I know. That's the one that she allows. So, moving on. Two Steps from the Blues, Bobby Blue Band. Really don't know much about it. Never heard it, so it's a blind trade, as it will. Dion, I like Dion. Dion sings to Sandy and all his other girls. You know, Laura Lee Records, Laurie Records. I started calling it Laura Lee when I was a kid, and it's gonna be that way until forever. But once cleaned, it should play well. Also, a Pink Floyd's Metal, similar outlay. We're gonna wind up trading this. This is on the Green Harvest, which is nice. It does need to be cleaned. You know, it's got some definite needs to be cleaned, but there's still some nice gloss and some nice sheen on the vinyl, so we're good there. Alley Cat and Green Onions, just some really nice, you know, instrumental stuff that's always needs stuff to relax to after work. And quite honestly, I mean, you know, my collection is not huge, but it's 2,000 albums, 500s, actually I guess a little over 2,000 albums, a little over 545s. That's just that I've cataloged. I have others. If you've seen my other video for my doubles and stuff, there's like those are about, I don't know, 600 other records that I've got. So I'm kind of like, I look for stuff that I don't have, I haven't seen, looks kind of interesting, and you know, because you can only play so much classic rock and so much metal and so much punk. There are times and where you just want to relax and you just want to have a comfortable afternoon, and that's kind of where my head is now and my purchases, which is why you'll see a lot of the Command records, a lot of the female jazz vocalists, and things like that. Of course, that said, I'm not going to pass up a good copy of the Allman Brothers, which is, I did not have this on trade, so The Road Goes On Forever, nice gatefold, so very pleased. Blind trade again, Cameo, interesting, kind of a, I haven't even looked it up yet, but just judging by the age of the record, it's like, you know, funk, early disco, Chocolate City Records, so it's gonna be interesting. Again, it's a blind trade. Notice I said, you know, calm, relaxing music, and I promptly showed the Allman's Cameo, Blind Faith, shortly thereafter. This was actually an upgrade copy for me of Blind Faith. I did have a copy of Blind Faith on Atco, but the cover is really split, and this is certainly a nice little upgrade, although again, it needs cleaning. So, Mayhall and Some Memorable Men, Back to the Roots. Not heard this, but you know, it's like anything else. It's going to be an interesting listen. We'll go from there. You know, if you know anything about it, or if you listen to it and you like it, give me some insight. It's on the Polydor label. It's nice. It's clean. The vinyl looks really spectacular. And as we all know, looks can be deceiving, but by and large, it really does appear to be in very, very good condition. So, and finally, for part one, is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Damned and Torpedoes. I just showed this in my top 100 recently. I absolutely love this record. I think it's just a great record, and when I can get a hold of it inexpensively, or in this case on a trade basis, I do it all the time because it's always a good thing to have in your Discogs store or your eBay store or your I want to trade with my friend's store, you know, however it is. Pretty clean. And so that is the Tom Petty side. And Damn the Torpedoes. So that was it on the first half of the purchase. Part 2, which I'll do in just a few moments. I'll end this video and then do part 2. That way I can post them and you can watch them at your leisure without having to go through 20 minutes. I really am going to stick back, now that my top 100 is over, I'm going to kind of revert back to the trying to keep it under the 14-minute mark, in and around that area, to make them more bite-sized and digestible, as it were. Okay, so for now, thank you so much. Again, leave me a comment. If you want to trade any of the ones that I mentioned, open for trade, the Pink Floyd, Ramones, Tom Petty and the Breakers, anyone that I mentioned you want to trade, just shoot me a message, take a look at my want list on Discogs, and we'll see if we can do something, okay? In the meantime, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel if you like it, and I'll speak with you soon. Cheers, everyone. Have a great rest of the night.